is Cassie Radford and I'm a Customer Service Manager at Qantas International. The biggest problem I had before Red was probably one standout incident on board where I had a young girl, she was about 19, who had appendicitis or suspected appendicitis. We had a doctor attend to her before landing into Singapore. We had customer care contacting her mum in London. I'd spoken to her mum in London. 2 days later she continued on home after spending some time in hospital in Singapore, and it was a very manual process getting information to the next crew, to customer care, even to the point of recognising the crew who'd helped out on board that day and escorted her to the hospital. So I guess with Red, you probably would have seen all of those different channels marry up, and it would have been a faster process. While it was executed very well at the time, it just would have sped that up, and I guess for anyone who came across that information it would have been a much more seamless experience for them. Red makes my job easier because I'm actually quite new to the role of customer service manager, so I was fortunate enough to see the tail end of what were really manual processes before a sign-on, and then I guess be lucky enough to then have this device on board where I wasn't scrounging around for paper anymore. I actually was able to have a conversation in front of a customer in quite a professional manner without thinking about all of my recent learnings and I guess the previous way we used to do that. I also found that it's a really good engagement tool with other crew because while it holds all the information of the customer interface in there, it's not worth anything unless you're actually going to use that on board. So they're very responsive to the device. It's really easy to hand it over to them and say, can you go downstairs and ask Mr. Jones if you'd like a red wine? That's his preference in here. And yeah, like I said, they're really responsive to that. So I guess from a crew and customer perspective, you're getting the best out of both. What I like best about Red is the personalisation that the app gives us on board. So while a customer who may have flown with us every week for 10 or 20 years gets on a different aircraft with a different crew every time, with Red it gives us that insight of welcoming them into our home, and we know how they like their wine, how they like their tea, when they want to go to sleep. It's that extra step that you can't get without something like Red in a workforce like ours that is so dispersed, that has, I guess, such reach over the globe that we do.